Hello dear friends, I'm Marina from MarStars.net and this is your weekly horoscope for the week of the 3rd of June through the 9th. First things first, we have a new moon during this week, so of course this is gonna be the most important thing we are gonna discuss in this video. I will present to you the overall situation, which are the most important indications about this new moon. We are gonna make a short prediction for each of the signs, and after that we are gonna continue with the other part of the week. As usual, you can find all of the details in the description below the video, including links for the predictions for the signs and also the daily horoscopes. So, new moon in Gemini on Monday, the 3rd of June. The new moon will be on the 13th degree. We have a conjunction, as usual, between the sun and the moon. Like any other new moon, this is also the beginning of the new lunar cycle, the beginning of the next 30-day period, which means that it's a great time for starting new things, for focusing on a new direction, finding out some new goals, and also concentrating on some of your desires and wishes, things that you would like to materialize, things that you want to manifest in your life, things that you want to expand in your life. Gemini as a sign is related to communication, knowledge, connections, and also friendships and business contacts as well. So focus on this area, try to expand your knowledge, your understanding, the information that you have. Great time for learning new things, for focusing on some new skills that potentially can help you to increase your competence, to become better in something, whether this would be in language skills or in communication skills or anything which helps you to share your truth, your ideas easier with others. All of that can work great. And of course, this new moon is very specific because the moon and the sun will be part of a town square. So that's an astrology configuration which we consider to be more specific. Let me show you what I mean. So the sun and the moon are in Gemini. In the opposite side we have Jupiter. So basically there is an opposition here between those three planets. Actually Mercury is also included, so 4 planets. And at the same time they are all squaring Neptune. Jupiter squares Neptune, the sun and the moon also square Neptune. So this triangle configuration is called a town square, and that's very important because it shows us how harmonious those energies will be and actually what we need to do. So when we have a town square, yes, the harmony may not be there. Instead, we may observe a more intense energy which pushes us to take action, to do something, to put effort, to work harder for something. So that's very important. You know, don't expect that this is just the time to write your wishes and just, you know, wait for miracles to happen. Yes, this part also is important, but you also need to work. You need to put the efforts. You need to overcome certain obstacles. That's the general meaning of the town square. Many people are kind of afraid of the town square and they think that, you know, it's something bad, that it's only bringing difficulties, which is not the whole truth. Yes, there might be challenges, but the truth is that the town square is a configuration which can bring you much higher potential than, for example, a grand trine or another harmonious configuration. So things always have two sides, and it really depends on what you do with this energy. But if you're ready to work hard for your goals, to be concentrated, to overcome the potential challenges, your results, your achievements might be much higher. And in this specific case, we need to pay attention that the Tau square is in mutable signs. The modality of those signs is mutable. Gemini, Sagittarius, Neptune, 3 mutable signs. The mutable signs are related to our mind from a different perspective. Gemini is about the analytical, rational, logical mind. Sagittarius is about the philosophical mind, the ability to see the whole picture, to understand the meaning of something. And Pisces is about the ability to combine all of that, to blend it, to be able to use your intuition, your deeper, even spiritual understanding. And that's the mutable thing for those 3 signs. That's the mutual thing, actually. So the mind can be very, very active on this new moon and the upcoming few weeks after that. It's time to maybe shift some of your perspectives, some of your understandings, some of your beliefs as well. Remember that Sagittarius and Jupiter, they are about our belief system. Those can be positive beliefs that we have or limiting beliefs. So if you notice that there are some beliefs which are not working for you, it's a great time actually to shift them, to change them. Because many of our beliefs come from the past. Actually, probably all of our beliefs are related to the past. It's a matter of, family traditions, how we have been raised, what kind of experience we have. But this is also a matter of choice. And you may decide whether your beliefs are working for you or they are stopping you. And choose another belief, choose another perspective. That's the general point of this mutable Tau square. If something is not working for you, then shift your perspective, then think about the situation, try to find rational solutions, try to find another philosophical perspective, try to use your intuition to allow yourself to be guided. And eventually your results can be much higher than expected or than regular. The other important detail here is that all of the planets are very strong. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so Jupiter is extremely strong. Neptune also rules Pisces, the sign where it is right now, so also extremely strong. And the ruler of Gemini is Mercury. Mercury, by the way, is also part of this Tau square. Mercury is around the last few degrees of Gemini, 27, 28 degree. Mercury indirectly is also connected to Jupiter and Neptune, part of the Tau square. So the 3 planets are at home, they are in their strongest sign positions, which means that first of all, the conflict is very significant, but at the same time, the potential is also very, very intense and high. So, as I said, use your mind, knowledge, information, intuition, experience, work on your beliefs, change your understanding or expectations about the future. At the same time, focus on the present moment. After all, yes, Jupiter and Neptune are important, they are part of the Tau square, but the new moon is in Gemini. Gemini is the sign which is, very present, living in the current moment, focused on things which come and go right now. So try to be more present. Try to focus on the things that you can do right now. Not only to, plan things ahead for 1 to 5 years ahead, or to dream or to visualize. Again, those things are great, but here the main point is to find out what you can do right now. Start with the small things. Small things repeated consistently are the ones which make the biggest differences in your life. So concentrate on this position. In a few minutes we are going to discuss how this will affect each of the signs. So depending on your sun or ascendant sign, you may understand in which area you should, get this process going. You should focus and you can achieve new things. But overall, that's the main approach. The other important thing about the Taurus square, the focus point, also called the apex of the Taurus square. In this case, that's Neptune, the planet which has the two squares. This is the focus point, the apex, which means that in a way here is also the biggest potential. And what does Neptune bring? On the challenging side, Neptune can bring you some kind of illusions, some kind of unrealistic expectations, which eventually bring to disappointment. So that's part of the process also. To let go of your illusions, of the unrealistic expectations. Maybe you have had some plans or goals, and maybe they didn't work as you have expected. Open up your eyes for the truth. And be open to receive, the feedback from the reality and to see what has worked and what didn't work, and then change your approach. That's what we should do. Set free from illusions, from unrealistic expectations. Even the disappointment here is really valuable because it gets you closer to the truth. So don't try to avoid it, don't try to pretend like things don't exist. It won't work. On the positive side, the strong position of Neptune can bring us incredible inspiration, more creativity, more desire also to make a sacrifice, to do something beyond ourselves, something for other people, for the people we love, for society. Of course, it's, for different people, the answer will be different, but it's a little bit, the need to forget about your ego and focus more on the important things for other people, what can help them, what will make their life better. And it's always returning back to you. So those type of, sacrifices, eventually they also bring you benefits. So very, very rare combination here. 3 planets in their sign positions, Neptune and Jupiter. It's quite rare for them to be in the signs that they rule. And Mercury, the 3rd planet. So use it wisely, use your mind, and try also to think outside of the box, to experiment or to try something new. And again, be very open to observe what's the response that you get. Is there something that you need to change, some kind of illusions? Or maybe your goals are not so realistic. Maybe also you may have too many goals. That's what Jupiter can bring. Too many goals and lack of focus. This is also a problem sometimes. So be open, be honest with yourself. I think that that's one of the main messages here, to be brutally honest with yourself and admit the truth. And eventually, as they say, the truth will set you free. So very interesting combination. Those planets are in red because they are the ones which are included in this new moon. The other planets are not so active. So Jupiter, Neptune, Mercury. Mutable signs, very, very active. Now let's find out what this new moon can bring to each of the signs. Make sure to listen to your sun and ascendant sign because they are both important. Aries. For Aries, the new moon on the 3rd of June will affect 3rd house, which means that it's a great time for you guys to start some new contacts. Anything in the area of communication, connection with other people, friends, education, knowledge, information, traveling, more variety, more exciting ideas, more mental also potential or intellectual potential, which can be kind of, narrowed in certain direction. For you, this is really, really dynamic, especially in the area of ideas and your mind. For Taurus, the new moon will affect second house, the house of your resources, the house of your physical energy. That's why also affecting your health. And of course, the house related to your own personal belongings and money. What is it that you can start now to improve your financial situation? Do you have a new idea? Do you have maybe new contacts with other people which potentially may give you ideas to improve your financial situation? Or maybe you need to define some new goals for the future in terms of resources and finances. Those are some of the important questions for Taurus after this new moon. For Gemini, this new moon will be, of course, extremely important because it affects your first house, especially if you are in the middle of the Gemini season or your ascendant is between the 10th or 20th degree. It means that this will be a very, very important new moon for you guys. Great time to start new things. Everything which you are initiating personally. It could be in terms of business, it could be in terms of relationships or education or knowledge or personal transformation, but you have to make the first step. What is it that you have wanted to start or to do or to improve? And this is also a time when you may feel much more inspired, with more physical energy, with more vitality. So overall, that's kind of a new starting point for you for the next 1 year. So obviously, you are the sign which is affected the most from this new moon. Cancer, for you guys, this new moon on the 3rd of June will affect 12th house. One of those more specific positions which may not manifest in something concrete in the material world. So this is a time for you actually to turn your attention more to the inside, to what's going on in your mind, in your heart. Also to find time to relax, to reconnect with yourself, maybe to complete things that you have started previously, or to kind of, leave them in the past if you need to transform something about your goals, for example. And it's really a time for reflection, to observe. Also for spiritual work, this could be a great period for some kind of retreat or a new training in something spiritual, or receiving more information in regards to spiritual matters and knowledge. All of that can be absolutely great for you. Okay, next we have Leo. For you guys, the new moon on the 3rd will affect 11th house. The house of your community, related to your contact, to your ideals also. So it's a great time actually to start something which is close to your ideal vision about something. It could be anything which inspires you, of course. For some people, this could be about creativity. For others, it could be traveling, or also communication with other people, your friends, especially if you want a new circle, new friends, new people who share similar interests with you, like-minded souls. Great time to go out and meet with those people and, initiate the contact. So be open, and this may really be a great time for you because there is a great harmony here between the sign Gemini and the house position for you. This is, in both of the cases, air energy. So fantastic time for communication, for contacts, for expanding your community or doing something together with other people. For Virgo, this new moon will be very important because it affects 10th house. The house of your career, your social goals, your reputation, and all kinds of, social achievements as well. Great time for new career projects, for new business, or applying for a promotion, or also doing something which will be visible for other people, something which will have a social impact on others. So doing something beyond yourself. Very, very interesting new moon, and also time to, to attract more attention to the things which are important to you or the things that you are doing. So you can be in the leading role, and the results that you achieve may really be noticed by other people. Libra, for you guys, the new moon on the 3rd of June will affect your 9th house. A very harmonious position, especially in terms of goals, especially in terms of future expectations and plans. Wonderful time also for traveling, for education, for expanding up your mind, opening up your mind and the worldview and everything which, is connected in a way to your philosophy. Fantastic time for education, especially if this is something, a little bit more opening up the mind or connecting you to another perspective or even reality. So for knowledge, for information, for goals, plans for the future, traveling, fantastic period. Scorpio, for you guys, the new moon will affect 8th house. So interesting position in terms of your plans in terms of finances and investments. Generally, this is a time for a deep transformation, time when you may really get a deeper understanding. Sometimes it may happen through a critical situation, through some kind of crisis, but eventually you may really feel things better. It's really a matter of feeling. 8th house, first of all, is also the sign, the house which is related to Scorpio. So very powerful combination, and great time to concentrate on connecting to the truth or exploring the roots or the causes for some things that you don't completely understand. For occult knowledge and, investigating, learning something in those areas, that's also a great position. And as we said, also mutual finances and resources, receiving support from a partner or other people or some institutions, or even also, investing your money in something. This position is very, very positive. For Sagittarius, the new moon will affect 7th house. The house of relationships, the house of connections with other people in which we are equal. So no one is the boss, no one has more power, we are equal. So in those type of relationships actually can be very beneficial for you, very active, very dynamic. Great time for starting a new relationship with a romantic partner, going on a date, meeting more people, and also business partnerships. You might be surprised how other people may actually give you advice, give you a new idea, or literally ask you to do something together with them. Great position for your relationships and your social life. For Capricorn, this new moon will affect 6th house, the house related to your work, obligations, daily routines, your health. So what is it that you can start in those areas? A new business project, something that you will do on your own, something that you will initiate. Potentially also things related to providing help for other people, caring for other people, doing something meaningful for other people as well. And also health issues. Is there something that you can do to improve your own health? Is it related to some kind of diet, or maybe taking some kind of supplement, or maybe starting a new alternative therapy, or whatever works for you, but concentrate on your health. Your actions actually can help you to improve it and to feel like you have control over your own life. So business, work, responsibilities, and helping other people. These are the key topics for you guys. For Aquarius, this new moon will be very harmonious because it will affect your 5th house. One of the most positive houses in the chart, a house related to anything that we love. Starting from our romantic life, our children, our art or creativity, or our hobbies. Start something new related to those areas. Go on a romantic date. Allow yourself to connect emotionally to other people. If you have children, spend more time with them. Do something new together with them. For some people, this might be the time when they may decide they want children, or they may decide to change something about this area. And of course, hobbies and entertainment. Find more joy. What action you can take to find more joy in your life. Is there some kind of new training that you can attend where potentially, you may enjoy it, you may meet other people, you may just learn something new. Or also, is there something else which you can learn? Is there something else which brings you joy? This next few weeks will give you those answers. And at the end, we have Pisces. For Pisces, the new moon affects 4th house. The house related to your home, family issues, property issues, and also the deepest emotional layers within you. Great time to spend it with your family members, to do something new together with them, to think about what you want to change or do about the place where you live, about properties or anything which affects the whole family. And of course, time to relax a little bit, to connect to your inner self, and also to nurture your inner child, to think about your deepest emotional needs. That's one of the secrets of 4th house, and it's always very rewarding when we pay attention to this area of our life. So that was the general overview of this new moon. As you can see, it's very specific, very intense, not so easy, but with a great potential for a change, for a transformation, for deeper understanding, more creativity, and overall, a new philosophy and worldview. So I really hope that you will find what you truly need. Now, if you let me, I will continue with our weekly horoscope. As usual, we are going through the days one by one. You can always come back, check certain part. The links for the daily horoscopes are also in the description. So on the 3rd of June, on Monday, we have the new moon that we already talked about. So the energy is specific. The moon is not visible yet. Pay attention to that. So prepare for the new projects, the new plans, but don't take, new actions yet. It would be better if you wait a little bit. Overall, the ideas might be coming to your mind, so open up for this inspiration. The 4th of June, Tuesday, Mercury will make an ingression. Mercury will enter Cancer. That's very interesting because Mercury is the ruler of the new moon that we already discussed. So after the new moon, we have a very, very fast shift, ingression of Mercury in Cancer. This will change overall our way of thinking, our way of connection, expressing, our ideas. Mercury in Cancer is much more influenced by our emotions. So overall, your way of thinking might be more affected by your emotional state. And also it adds a little bit of more subjective element here. So it will be difficult for us to be so objective, to be very accurate in some cases, because our emotions will tend to dominate and change our opinion and our judgment. On the other hand, also people might be more sensitive in communication with others. So be very careful how you treat them, what kind of words you choose, how you treat the other person. Generally, people are more sensitive when Mercury is in Cancer. On the positive side, this position may bring you more creativity, more inspiration, especially for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You might be your imagination might be more active, more alive, more vital. So people who need that, of course, will be able to feel the benefits. The other thing for Tuesday, the transit moon is in Gemini until 11 a.m. Eastern time. So time for contacts, for connections, for working with information. And around 11 a.m. Eastern time, the moon also makes an ingression in Cancer together with Mercury. So basically the two planets will be together there. And the moon in Cancer is in a very strong position. So we may pay more attention to family issues, spend more time with family members, also find more time for a relaxation. The moon in Cancer is not so positive, for working extremely hard on something. Generally, we need time to nurture ourselves, to connect to our emotions, or just to relax. Sometimes we just need to lay on the couch with a wonderful book or something else that we love and just enjoy the time. The 5th of June, Wednesday, the transit moon will be in Cancer during the whole day. So the energy is not very dynamic. Actually, the energy should be calm, should be more, connected to emotional stuff, personal stuff, family issues. What's important about this day is that the transit moon will make conjunction with Mars, which of course is also in Cancer. This is a very interesting combination because the moon is extremely strong in Cancer and Mars is very weak in Cancer. So the moon will dominate this conjunction, which means that we might be kind of lazy when it comes to the things we need to do. We may procrastinate, we may find excuses. That's very typical for this conjunction, in this sign specifically. On the other hand, if you're emotionally triggered or motivated, you might be more productive. So if you find the right reasons, personal reasons, or doing something for your family or the people that you love, in those cases, actually the conjunction can work great for you. So it depends on what you want to focus, but overall the day is more beneficial for personal stuff than for work or responsibility or business. Thursday, the 6th of June, interesting aspect, square and a half between Jupiter and Uranus. A very rare aspect because the planets are very, very slow. This is a minor challenging aspect and it requires from us to change something about our goals. Jupiter is the planet of the future, of our expectations, of our plans, especially long-term plans. Uranus is the planet which brings changes, freedom, lack of stability in some cases. So be open to make a change. At the same time, what's interesting about those two planets, they are both related to growth. And when I say growth, I don't mean just, expansion. I mean growing into something new. So the two planets combined can really bring you this opportunity to move to another level, to grow, to expand in some area. But remember, the challenging aspects, like in this case, the square and a half, they require efforts, they require work. There might be obstacles or some kind of distractions on the way. So be open, be ready to face that. And if you work, if you are consistent, if you are ready to move to the next level, this aspect can bring you the opportunity. So very rare and very, very specific aspect. At the same time, the moon is in Cancer until 2 p.m. Eastern time. So more focus on personal stuff, family issues, a little bit slower dynamics. But around 2 p.m. the transit moon will enter Leo, which can, make things faster, more dynamics, more enthusiasm, more desire to do something, to take action. Great time for entertainment, for parties, for also focusing on your own needs. So a very dynamic position, very interesting position. On the 7th of June, Friday, we have a beautiful aspect between Mercury and Uranus, a sextile aspect, which is one of those great aspects that can bring inspiration and sudden new ideas. Things which you haven't planned, you haven't expected, but they're like insights. So you may have a better understanding, idea about something that you can transform, which potentially can be very original, very innovative, very exciting as well. So great time for learning, for exciting experiences, for meeting interesting people who may also inspire you and bring you the ideas. So overall, great aspect for intellectual work and for communication and connection with other people. Very, very interesting aspect. Together with that, we also have the moon in Leo on Friday, which is absolutely great for entertainment. Going outside on a Friday night, enjoying the things that you love, maybe attending some kind of art event or anything which will inspire you, anything which will make you enjoy the evening or the day, of course. And also great time for love experiences, for going on a new date, or just finding time for your hobbies and the things that you truly love. On the 8th of June, Saturday, the transit Venus will make an ingression from Taurus to Gemini. Venus in Gemini is very interesting, it's a little bit more superficial. So we don't want the drama. We don't search for those, intense, deep, but sometimes overwhelming emotions. Instead, what we need is excitement. We need variety. We need to be, intellectually charged or interested in the things that our partners bring or offer to us, or in terms of relationships. So overall, as I said, more lightness in relationships and in our love and romantic life. Great time to find more variety, to share your feelings, to express your feelings verbally, also interesting position. And use your mind. With Venus in Gemini, the mind can be ruling the heart or the emotions. So always use your mind. And in terms of love and relationships, what's important here is to find someone that you can have a meaningful conversation with, someone who will provide some new ideas, new understanding or knowledge, and also someone who can be not only a lover but also a friend. That's very important for Venus in Gemini. The transit moon will be in Leo until 5 p.m. approximately. So great time for entertainment, hobbies, the things that you love, enjoying life and everything. And around 5 p.m. Eastern time, the moon enters Virgo. So we should be more rational, more practical, more concentrated on concrete tasks, maybe take care of something at home, or help someone else, or also why not do something for your health and your body. And the 7th of June, Sunday, we have a square between the Sun and Neptune. If you remember, that's one of the aspects that we also have on the new moon. But here the aspect is, applying. It's not exact yet. The aspect will be exact on Sunday. So time when we may feel kind of confused, kind of demotivated, or even lost or confused about what we want. Don't be afraid of that. This is also a normal process which we should kind of, accept in some way. Also, don't push yourself to work really hard on something which requires a more logical approach, or to be very focused and concentrated. On the other hand, if it comes to something creative, something which requires imagination or inspiration, the aspect can be great. And also Venus will have 2 minor aspects on Sunday. Quintile with Neptune. Actually, the quintile is considered to be a major aspect, so 1 major and 1 minor aspect. Venus quintile with Neptune. A very inspiring aspect which can increase your imagination, creativity, sensitivity. In terms of love and relationships, also a very warm aspect, which can help you to connect to another person, to feel a little bit more spiritual connection, spiritual love. So very interesting and romantic combination. The other aspect, on the other hand, is challenging. Semi-square between Venus and Mars. This aspect may bring some kind of jealousy or uncontrolled emotions, or potential fights with partners. So be more careful how you treat the people that you love, and also be prepared that your emotions may shift very fast, and you might be more impulsive in your expression of emotions as well. And the transit moon is in Virgo on Sunday, position which more or less require from us to stay connected to the material reality. Even though we have the square between Neptune and the Sun, we still have to remain connected to the Earth. So try to do something meaningful, something to help other people, something about your health, or try to organize something as good as you can. So those are the most important indications for this week. Don't forget that you can sign up for MarStars Astrology Academy and join the wait list. MarStars Astrology Academy will be an in-depth training which will teach you from A and B in astrology to a proficiency level. It will be an in-depth training online with recordings and everything you need. It will start during September, so make sure to save your spot now and join the waitlist. You will find the link below this video. You can also find more details and the full program for the training. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. I hope you will have a magical, inspiring week. And also use the new moon. Make a short meditation on Monday. Visualize the things that you want. Think about what you can do to get the things you want in terms of skills, ideas, understanding, knowledge, all of those things we already talked about. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you next week.